Today I'm going to read you a story about a sea turtle that goes to the hospital because animals sometimes have to go to doctors just like children and adults. But first, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the difference between a land turtle and a sea turtle. When we talked about ponds a week or so ago, we saw that land turtles have legs on them and they walk on land. But sea turtles do not walk on land, they have flippers. And the only times that sea turtles live on land is when they hatch from their eggs and when the mommy sea turtles come back onto land to lay their eggs. The rest of the time of their life, they live in the ocean. And when they go across the sand, they don't, as I say, have legs, they have flippers, so they kind of crawl and use their flippers to propel themselves across. Another difference between land turtles and sea turtles is that land turtles, while they like to be near water, they live near fresh water, and sea turtles live near salty water in the ocean, and they live in all the oceans in the world. So now I'm going to read the story, and the story is really interesting because I actually went to the turtle hospital and saw some sick sea turtles, but not the one in this book. And I met Kelly, who works at the sea turtle hospital. So this book is called Carolina's Story, Sea Turtles Get Sick Too. And it's written by Donna Rathmel, and the photography is by Barbara Bergorf. So this is another picture of Carolina's story, Sea Turtles Get Sick Too. A sea turtle had been washed up on the beach. She was barely alive and really needed help from the turtle rescue team. They took her by truck to the sea turtle hospital where a team of people were waiting for her. They named the turtle Carolina. Dr. Tom took blood samples to see what was making Carolina so sick. He looked in her mouth. Say, ah! She had the turtle flu and was lucky she was getting the help that she would need. Biologist Kelly gave Carolina a shower with a hose. The shower cleaned her shell and helped to get her blood flowing. Carolina did not feel well and just wanted to be left alone. She even felt too sick to try to crawl away. The next day, volunteers spent hours cleaning barnacles off of Carolina's shell. Carolina did not like the feel of the brushing and scraping. Then they rubbed antibiotic into her open sores. Dr. Tom took some x-rays. Poor Carolina felt so sick, she did not care what they were doing to her. If she were able to cry, Carolina would have cried and cried. Turtles get shots too. Carolina did not like getting the shots, but they did help her to make her feel better. Soon Carolina was hungry. She learned that a silver-looking bowl meant food was coming. When she saw a volunteer with a bowl, she would eagerly swim over to get her dinner. As long as Carolina was feeling so sick, she did not seem to mind her doctor's exams, mostly because she did not have the energy to fight. When she started to feel better, she did not want to get out of her tank. If she saw people coming to get her, she would try to swim away. And then she learned to splash. Carolina gained more and more energy to play and explore her new home. She loved to play with the water coming out of the pipe into her tank. Carolina loved watching all the people who worked at or visited the hospital. Sometimes she would swim over to say hi. She liked watching other turtles too. It made her feel better to know she was not alone in the hospital. Finally, the big day was here. Carolina was going home. Everyone was excited for her, but they were sad to say goodbye to a friend. The staff and volunteers put Carolina in a truck and took her to a beach close to where she had been found 4 months earlier. People carried Carolina down to the gently lapping waves and put her down. At first, she didn't know what to do. She was scared and confused. When Carolina felt the water wash over her, her head came up in excitement as she recognized the ocean. She hurried as fast as she could. As soon as she felt the sand disappear from beneath her, she was thankful to all of the people who had helped her when she was sick. With one final look around, she headed deep into the ocean water, her home. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple of facts about Carolina. There are several types of sea turtles, but Carolina was a sea turtle called a loggerhead, and they grow to be about 3.5 feet in diameter. So that's about the size of some of you, maybe a little bit smaller. Also, they can weigh about 360 pounds. So that is much heavier than you are. That's even much heavier than Mrs. Drake. In fact, maybe if you put Mrs. Drake, Mrs. Kish, and Mrs. O'Connor all together, that's how much a grown-up sea turtle would weigh. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that Carolina was not the only turtle helped at the sea turtle hospital. There are some other pictures of other sea turtles, and these are only a few. There have been many, many more. They even, at this particular turtle hospital, they've also had other sea turtles. They had a leatherback sea turtle, and they've had a bunch of green sea turtles and Kemp's Ridley. This sea turtle hospital is not the only turtle hospital, but it is one of the ones on the East Coast, and it's in South Carolina, and it is in the bottom floor of the South Carolina Aquarium in Charleston. So I loved going there, but if you ever have a chance to go to a sea turtle hospital, you might enjoy seeing what they do to help sea turtles get healthy again.